We are almost back to normal. That is what I would tend to at least portray it as. But normal does not mean stable. Normal does not mean predictable. Normal does not mean free of disruptions. Quite the opposite. This is the third installment of this conference. I've had the pleasure of being at the first two ones as well. And the first one was held, I wouldn't say at the height of the pandemic disruptions. We hadn't even reached the peak of the disruptions yet. That was back in 2021. And look at where we are now. At least the way I see the industry is we are almost back to normal. That is what I would tend to at least portray it as. But normal does not mean stable. Normal does not mean predictable. Normal does not mean free of disruptions. Quite the opposite. It's just that the magnitude of the disruptions have come down. If we then look at the topics that were discussed in the two first parts of this conference, they were actually very apt, because a lot of that centered around what is the industry going to do to be more agile, to be more flexible? How are we going to change the business model to cater for that level of flexibility? How are we going to leverage technology to create more agile and flexible solutions going forward? And those are some of the solutions that are now beginning to come to the forefront to become implemented. And then the third installment here today is going to center a lot around what is then happening. Do we see these changes? How are we going to use these changes? And what is waiting for us around the corner in, say, 1, 2, 3 years down the line? And we have a lot of experts in the various parts of the supply chain that's going to help us look at this during the day.